games individually. We never looked too far ahead. We looked at the group stage. We knew that was going to be really difficult to get through, which it was, from the first game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everything was a emotional roller coaster. But to share that with the girls and your family as well was just incredible.
You certainly made it all exciting for us at home.
You can imagine, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't easy, was it? There were twists and turns along the way, but did that make the eventual victory all the sweeter, to come through the challenges and prove yourselves?
Yeah, and I think, you know, in any tournament, it's never going to be easy. You're always going to have obstacles in your way, and some things that don't quite go to plan, or you know, games that are maybe harder than what you'd expect. But I think, like you said, you know, when it comes to the end result and you're lifting the trophy, you or somewhat forget about all them moments.
It's also amazing how quickly we all get used to the fact that you won. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's sort of like everybody assumed it was going to happen. Is that what it's been like for you as well? That it becomes
An assumption, probably not. I think when you've gone through it every day and you've lived all the moments, I think we knew we had the target on our back, being champions anyway in 22. But I think just to go and do it again, to be champions of Europe again, is just really, really special.
How do you manage to keep calm when you're taking a penalty?
To shoot out, talking through each one. But I think then Chloe steps up and scores the winner, obviously, which we all know about that moment. And I think when Chloe steps up, I think more often than not, you're going to know the outcome.
Were you sure at that point? You were feeling confident?
Yeah, I was confident. I've seen her take penalties so many times, and I mean, even through the tournament, she took penalties that were really good. So I've seen her do that in training so many times before.
Shall we talk about the homecoming?
Yeah.
Those pictures going down the Mall on top of the bus. Talk me through it.
If there's one moment I could relive again, it would be that. When we turned around that corner, it was just a sea of fans, and quite emotional actually to see that we had created that. It was really special, and I would love to just go back to that moment again, because to see so many young faces in the crowd as well who now have something to look forward to and look up to, and hopefully they get to do it as well one day.
What was the one thing that will stick with you forever from that day?
I think after the final whistle, when we celebrated together with our fans, seeing our families to the left of us was pretty special. And then I would probably say this moment here.
On the bus?
On the bus, yeah.
Well, of course, you can do it again if you win again. The World Cup's coming up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just the small task of a World Cup in Brazil. So, yeah, that's the plan. I mean, it's still 2 years away. It's still a lot of preparation to go through. But, I mean, to go to a World Cup would be incredible, and try and achieve one more.
We've talked about the positive. There were some negatives in terms of the online abuse, particularly, that members of the team encountered. And you talked about this before, saying that women particularly seem to get more abuse than male players. And Jess Carter in particular, she had...
on football in general, but I think when it becomes personal, I think that's when the line has to be drawn. And fair play to Jess, she conducted herself in an unbelievable manner, and to still go out and perform the way she did, I admire her and have so much respect for her. Yeah,
she said in an interview that she almost had a sigh of relief when a white teammate missed a penalty in the quarter-finals, because she thought that sort of made it less likely that there would be racist abuse for black players who'd not scored. I mean, it's so shocking to hear that that's even part of...
Yeah, the fact that
the thinking, isn't it?
Yeah, the fact that thought goes through your head in that moment is really sad, actually. But yeah, like I said, I don't think there's any space for it in the sport. It's still something we're trying to battle with at this stage of football and where we're at, and it's not just in women's football and men's football; it's in sport in general, and there needs to be more done to change.
How did you talk to Jess and some of the other black players, you know, in the dressing room, in the hotel, you know, during the competition? Could you reassure them? What did you say? I
think we just come together as a team. We'd addressed the situation as a team. In terms of not taking the knee, that was a powerful moment for us, and we wanted to do that. But in the sense of around the place, of course, you check in, make sure everyone's okay. But Jess is a very strong character, you know. She doesn't want the limelight on her. She doesn't want the attention taken away from football. She made that very clear. She wanted us to focus on football. But, of course, in moments where you're together in a more quieter place, you would just check in to make sure everyone's okay. But she's got a great family and a great support system around her. And for me, the biggest thing with Jess was how she performed throughout the tournament. Even after that, was such a professional way of going about it.
Do you ever see this sort of abuse ending? And how do we try and stop it? How do we make it better?
I really would love to say I can see it ending. I think we're in a time where I would love to have said it's happening now, but I think it's conversations like this that need to keep happening. More needs to be done for the people who are accountable for making these comments. I still don't think that's done enough, in my opinion. I can never go or understand what the girls are going through, and that's so hard. But if I can have a voice, as well as a white player, as a white person, and say it's totally unacceptable for that to happen, then we need to be confident enough to stand up and say that.
Well said, Alex. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on what, for all of you has been what an incredible few weeks. And I know it's flown. I tell you what, when you were in Switzerland, did you send postcards back to family and friends?
No.
No? Well,
Alex, this is like, what's a postcard?
You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble.
Should I have?
No, well, I think should you? I don't know. We're talking this morning about whether postcards are its kind of dying art. And lots of people telling us this morning they haven't sent one for years.
Oh, I don't think
when
I've
was the
ever
last time you sent a postcard? Never.
I don't think I've ever sent a postcard.
No, you're not.
You just use everything on your phone now, don't you? So
WhatsApp, whatever.
Yeah, FaceTime.
Send the pictures.
We want one from Brazil, OK?
OK,
yeah.
Deal.
Thank you very much
Thank
indeed.
you for
lovely.